What up guys, Tawok here, bringing you a brand new series, XCOM Bootcamp. I'm going to talk you through all of my moves and how I approach all of the situations in XCOM, and hopefully help you become a better commander in your own. For this playthrough, I'm going to be doing normal, because I don't think you want to watch me get my ass kicked, but I do want to hold my feet to the fire, and I'm going to do Iron Man, where the game saves after every move. My choices have to be thought through, and I'm going to do it. A reduced beginner VO basically just means they talk at me less. I've heard their stories like 1,000 times. I don't need to hear that shit anymore. And Operation Progeny is just a fun mission that I might do down the line. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this shit. Alright, so basically for the intro here, this shit, I find North America to be one of the worst starting positions, because your aircraft and your aircraft weapons don't become a big deal until way later in the game. Like way later in the game. I mean, like, aircrafts are expensive, but you don't deploy a lot of them early on, and it's all about building that momentum early, to keep all of the nations appeased, and you'll get into the panic later. Europe, laboratories and workshops, 50% less to build. That's kind of like a mid-game kind of thing. And again, I don't personally find that to be a very useful bonus stacked up to my personal favorite. Same with Asia. Again, this is like a mid-game thing with the Foundry. The officer training school can be early, but it's not that big of a hit. Early on, I'm saying it's not a big enough financial hit for you to care about taking Asia. But that is a third choice for me, is Asia. My second choice, South America, because having that early autopsies and interrogations just fly out the window, that's good stuff, and it makes you take on the AI better, and it's just, I mean, it's good stuff, but it's secondary to Africa, which just gives you monthly funding by 30% across the board, and I personally think that funding is the name of the game for like the entire game. So the more money you can get, the better. So that's my choice, Africa. You might have a different line of thinking. If you do, let me know in the comments, because I'm always willing to learn more about this shit. So here we are on our first mission, all rookies.
Strike one.
So basically when you're coming into a mission, you could play super reserved, or you could play super aggressive. For super aggressive, you would do the dash out here, and you would do a lot of exploring early on. And for the first unit in my mix, I'll throw out a nice dasher. And I mean, these are all rookies, so I don't have to take classes into account with who I send out there. So I'm just going to throw somebody out there so that I can cover some ground and maybe expose some X-rays early on here. Something to definitely notice, I'm not going to sprint her out to a half cover. These little half shield that you see here on the screen as opposed to the full shield, that means that she has half cover versus full cover. Always have full cover, always go for full cover. If you can, I mean, half cover is better than no cover, but if full cover is available, even if you have to sacrifice some reach, always go for the full cover. So that person didn't pull any up, so I'm going to go ahead and send a secondary exploratory unit. The most important thing to do when you're exploring like this is to never have your last unit uncover a group of X-rays, because if your very last unit uncovers a group of X-rays, they got the turnaround right on you right there. I mean, like, normally when you discover them, they go into Overwatch where they can shoot you when they see you. But if your last unit discovers the group, they get to not only have that reactionary shot on you, but they get to turn around and have a turn on your ass, and that's bad news. So always have your last unit or two be very defensive units. So you'll see that I'm going to send these guys out full cover within the blue range, which means they still get to act and move, and I'm going to put them in Overwatch. So if they see something move, they're going to shoot it. And that's just good defensive play. Always be mindful of your flank. That's just something that you become more aware of as you play. If you don't know what a flank is, don't play fucking military games. And look at that, they ran into my vision, so I'm gonna get to turn around and have the turn on them.
Get him next time.
My Overwatch soldiers got to cap a few off.
Shot failed to connect.
Oh, they chained into a couple more aliens. So there's 4 X-rays active on the battlefield right now. So I'm going to definitely want to keep it defensive here. Always going to be aiming for that full cover. I know that the 4 X-rays are somewhere in this general area back here in this alleyway. The only way for them to come through are these 2 doors and around the left side of the building here. So as far as keeping my flank watched, I need to be mindful of this right side of the building over here, which is still under fog of war. So this is a reasonable move here. Always be Overwatch, especially when you're in a defensive play cycle. Always be overwatching with almost every one of your units if possible. I'm searching for a good full defensive cover, and I'm gonna stay conservative here and throw right there. Let's see if I can reach these bastards with a grenade. Now I'm guessing they're right on the other side of this door, so I'm gonna take a chance here.
Incoming.
Got one. See? Look at that. And I took down some wall cover there, so I might be able to expose their hiding spots. Alright, I'm going to be a little daring with this and do a little exploratory sprint. It's only my 2nd unit. Yeah, that was almost too daring.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's keep up with my full cover. Alright, so I only have 25% chance to hit this X-ray, so I'm going to be conservative on it. 25% chance is not enough to make me take the shot. So I'm going to go for the Overwatch. So if they run to me, I'll get the reactionary shot. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, you douchebag.
Watch the sides.
That's a flank. My fucking bad. RNGesus is blessing me, as you'll see. They're missing a lot of their shots. They're not getting good lines. Alright, so I got one guy Overwatch in the back, so I'm going to want to watch for him. This guy's not here in Overwatch, though, and you can see that he exposed his side flank. So why don't we go ahead and take advantage of that.
That's what we're looking for.
And look at his little icon turns yellow. That means I've got the flank on him. Let's teach him a lesson. 87%, 60% critical. Boom shakalaka. See, this is how you just do work. Alright, now you can see these guys made a pretty fatal error here, and they squatted up. You never squat up.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Unless you want to get blown up. She doesn't have a grenade to execute that blow up. But look, this guy does. And his icon's not yellow, so he's not flanked. I don't want to hit that meld, though. Meld, when you have enemy unknown, the meld, you get to research things like mech troopers and other cybernetic enhancements that you don't get in the base game, and that's one of the expansions for the game. But right here you can see that's a safe throw. I'll blow up both of these little bastards, and I won't blow up the vehicles to cause collateral damage.
Fastball special.
Hope I'm not talking too fast here. I feel like I'm jammering on. Boom, look at that.
The labs are on high
Making
alert.
money.
Teams are standing by for your orders. We can be.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
Welcome to XCOM.
Looks like they're really taking care of business down there.
Cool. An assault,
Not so much
run
of
and
a
gun.
scratch.
Your assault guy is your shotgunneer. He gets a lot of good abilities to just run right into the fray, get face to face with an enemy, and put him in the dirt. But that same is very risky. So you want to be sure that you're going to get face to face with the guy, you're going to have his flank, you're going to critically hit him, and nobody else is going to be able to flank your assault. So that can be some risky play that we'll probably get into eventually. Heavy, this is your rocket guy, your machine gun guy. just a very helpful class to have, especially when you get later down. Shut up. And the rocket shoots really far. Just a very helpful class to have. Supports your healer. This is one of the best classes to have. I almost always recommend, once you get to the 6 squad size, to have 2 of these guys around, because you want to be able to dual resurrect when one of your support goes down. You want to be able to get them back up, because if your support goes down, the dominoes can fall. Okay, so I don't want to tell you exactly what to do for the research lab, because this is
engineering. Commander to engineering.
Anyway, where I was rudely interrupted by that bitch. This is like your play style, really. The choices that you make here, and you know, I'll tell you what I go for. But I almost always go for better weapons first, and then followed by better armor, and then story. Xenobiology, that's your story research. That begins the story research, where they figure out what they're doing, why they're here, blah 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 blah. Weapon fragments is pretty obvious. That's kicking you down the road of getting better weapons. Alien materials is kicking you down the road for better armor. And meld recombination is the enemy unknown stuff. And I'm going to go for meld recombination because I don't have the weapon fragments. And I want to get a mech trooper sooner than later. And meld recombination is the first step.
I agree. That does seem to be the most pressing of our current research options. We'll begin immediately. I will notify you when a complete report is...
Commander to engineering.
I won't be able to go too in-depth with the ant-style management right now, because I don't have any fucking money, and I don't have anything to build. I don't have what I need to build more uplinks to send more satellites. Maybe a power generator would be good. I'll build for the first access lift and the first excavation. We'll get more in depth with that later on. Gotta have a med pack for my my support unit, otherwise I won't have it ready.
Commander, our current
And I'm gonna start one satellite down the road, even though that guy's gonna bitch at me for it, because I'm gonna want that satellite ready for when I have the uplink available, instead of having an uplink and not having a satellite ready to launch. So I think that's going to do it for episode 1 of XCOM Bootcamp. If you guys like this video and you want to see more from me, definitely leave a like, comment for things you're confused on or things I'm confused on, because I'm sure I'm not getting it all right, and there's most certainly people out there who know more than me, who just haven't taken the time to make the video. So yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll check you guys for episode 2 of XCOM Bootcamp.